The Big Threes were expected to rule in 2021 through 2022. East vs. West Coast, New York against California, Nets vs. Lakers. Sadly, that hasn't happened. New York City banned unvaccinated players from playing at Barclays Center and MSG. A vaccine refusal cost Kyrie Irving the first half of the season. The Nets were mostly a big two of Kevin Durant and James Harden for most of the season. To build their own Big Three, the Lakers traded Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, and Montrezl Harrell for Russell Westbrook. Their hopes are dashed halfway through the season. Westbrook has struggled despite calls from practically every Hollywood fan to trade him. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are the Lakers' big two. That brings us to duo season. Here are the top 5 NBA duos for 2022. At number 5, DeRozan and LaVine. You know DeMar DeRozan's tale. He struggled to win games with the San Antonio Spurs, so his 3-year, $81.9 million deal with the Bulls made everyone chuckle. DeRozan doesn't play modern, we said. He doesn't bomb deep. Instead, he operates between 10 feet and the three-point line. Basketball is much more than just three-pointers. What? Outside of Durant, DeRozan is the NBA's best mid-range player. He connects on 54.2% of his attempts between 10 and 16 feet and 46.3% of his attempts between 16 and the three-point line. It's impossible to resist DeRozan's fadeaway jumper. He carries a backpack full of pump fakes and jab steps to salvage depleting possessions or games. The Bulls are 31-18 because of their new starting forward. He's won at least 3 games on his own this season, averaging 3.7 points in 23 crucial situations, which is 9th in the NBA. Nobody wants to watch DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs or at the end of a close game. DeRozan and Zach LaVine complement one another's games well. LaVine hits 71.1% of his jumpers between 0 and 3 feet and 39.7% of his long-range bombs. LaVine uses his ability to pop from long off the dribble or keep perimeter defenders off balance, allowing him to burst to the hoop. LaVine is unafraid of the end. With 3.6 points per game, he trails teammate DeRozan in the clutch. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine are clutch players, which helps their playoff chances. At number 4, Booker and CP3. CP3 averages 10.2 assists per game. He's scoring 14.7 points per game while hounding defenders. The 38-9 Phoenix Suns value CP3's leadership more than his double-doubles. Chris Paul ensures great offensive possessions in any situation. Opponent defenders must work when Paul is on the court. They won't miss a two-pointer or fumble the ball. Chris Paul puts teams under a lot of stress by not letting them breathe. He's a stats god. The Suns are plus 4.8 points per 100 possessions, according to dunks and threes. Devin Booker is a slam. He scores 25.1 points per game and makes 37.8% of his threes. Some players explode to the rim and score, but Booker, he's a deliberate killer, like a 33-year-old Kobe. He only hits the rim 10.7% of the time. Instead, he uses his footwork, timing, and balance to annihilate defenders from mid-range or beyond the arc. This season, he's also played above average defense. His 42.4% defensive field goal percentage ranks 6th on a Suns team that ranks 2nd in defensive rating. CP3 and D-Book give the Suns a great chance to not just return to the finals, but also win it all. At number 3, KD and Harden. Kevin Durant is the league's finest offensive player. His scoring averages 29.3 points per game, and his tracking stats are insane. KD is the first player in NBA history to have no offensive flaws. Even all-time greats like Kobe and Michael Jordan struggled from beyond the arc, allowing opponents to retreat away from the hoop. But not KD. He's a killer from every single angle. James Harden started the year slow, but as the trade deadline approaches, he's back to his usual self on the court. He leads the league in isolation possessions at 7.7, averaging 8.2 points. With 8.1 attempts per game, he's 3rd in the league. Harden is a scorer. His 40% assist percentage ranks 4th in the league. Others despise the Bears' ISO-heavy, foul-drawing trickster maneuvers. Harden's ability to pass and score makes him one of the top offensive weapons in the last 20 years. KD and Harden can help the Nets win a 7-game series. At number 2, Giannis and Middleton. In his second season with the Bucks, Giannis averaged 28.8 points per game, 11.3 rebounds, 5.9 assists, 1.4 blocks, and 1 steal. But he seems to be forgotten. Maybe it's because he lives in Milwaukee or doesn't hit step-back three-pointers. What a shame. Despite earning 2 MVP honors and the 2021 Finals MVP trophy, Giannis goes as hard as Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green on the court. Do folks realize it's rare? A rookie in the Eastern Conference Finals last season, Trae Young spent the first half of his year complaining about boredom. The Bucks are only 1.5 games behind the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference thanks to Giannis and his outstanding game-to-game work ethic. If Giannis is forgotten, then Chris Middleton is also forgotten. On the other hand, he's hitting 38.5% of his 6.3 long-range shots. He also covers the opposing team's best offensive wing, restricting them to 45.4% shooting. Middleton is the East Devin Booker. He only hits 10.6% of his rim shots, letting Giannis smash the rack. Not from long range, but from 10 to 16 feet, where he hits 41.2% of his shots. And at number 1, Curry and Draymond. You know Steph Curry is the best shooter ever. Instead, let's defend him. Dunks and threes rank him 24th in the league. 24th! Steph Curry's defensive field goal percentage is 41.3. Despite having the 15th highest usage percentage in the league, he's 17th among all guards with minimum 20 games played in DFG percentage. But Steph Curry is nearly 34 years old, and he's everything for the 36-13 Warriors on offense, as well as an excellent defender. No offense to Nikola Jokic, who's emerged as a frontrunner for a second MVP title, but Steph Curry is the league's best player this year. The league's best defender, Draymond Green, leads dunks and threes. He's the Warriors' #1 rated defender and the NBA's most versatile lockdown artist. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Top NBA, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. We'll see you guys next time.